Make sure that you share the content and everything. Your phone's on silent. Appreciate it. All right. Shalom, y'all. Bashim Yahshua to all my brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar. Alatham, Bashim Yahshua to all my sisters. All right. This is I.S.U.P.K, Historical Truths Revealed class. All right. And today we are going to get into a brief topic. And today the topic is going to be the history of the feminist movement and feminism. All right. And first we're going to touch on the white side of the history of the feminist movement and how it has affected the black home, the black relationship, and the black woman's mental state of mind, all right? And we're going to touch on around the times of the 1960s, 1920s all the way to the 1960s, all right? And, I will announce every now and then the time period that I am speaking about, so people don't get distracted and get confused. All right, and the reason why this topic is very important is because we have to observe and look at the behavior of black women today, and ask questions: why are they the way that they are today? How come certain things have not worked out as planned? All right, in our community. Okay, so the first thing that I want to touch on, I always ask questions within the topic, and the first question is, what does it mean? What is the definition of the word feminist? Anybody? And then I got a second question after that. What is a feminist? Go ahead. Give me the best answer.
A woman who hate a nigga.
Huh? Salakia. Say it one more time.
A woman who hates a man.
Okay, long story short, the brother said a woman who hates niggas. A woman who hates men. That fits in the category. You got some up?
Yeah, a woman who thinks that she can do what a man can do and even better.
Okay.
Right.
I like that. Okay. Okay. Now, all right. Okay. I'm gonna definitely break that down. The definition. So, what is feminism then? We understand what a feminist is, or the answers that was given. But what is what is feminism? What is that? Go ahead.
A bunch of women trying to come together and rule some stuff, like be powerful, like like a queen. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So, that's a good answer. So, what a feminist is someone who believes that a woman should be equal to a man.
Oh, right.
Feminism is the belief or doctrine of a woman wanting to have political, economical, social rights to a man. So it's kind of similar, but just still a little different. Now you heard me say a doctrine or a belief of this certain thing towards a man, blank towards a man. Now, what do we know about the word doctrine or belief? What's another way of saying that? Go ahead. Religion. So feminism is a religion for women. You see what I'm saying? It's not only just a movement, the feminism movement. It's also a religion, something that is a belief system, something that is worshipped. You see what I'm saying? As we may know, that women in general, whether they be of any race or nationality, they are worshipped in America. See what I'm saying? Really, black women is worship in America. All right?
Right.
And, in a lot of cases, they get more opportunities than men. And that is brought to you by the feminism movement. All right? So, let's get into the first wave of feminism. All right? And we're going to break down the white version first, because this is very important. and we have to get into how they affected the black woman, how their disease, see what I'm saying, how their cancer affected the black woman today, our sisters, all right, who were doing just fine without the white woman's help, without any white person's help, all right? So, let me get this real quick for you guys. Feminism in parts of the Western world has gone through 3 waves. Now, it says feminism in parts of the Western world. Where is the Western world at? Okay, what are the Western parts of the world, of the earth? Go ahead.
Like, would Asia and all of that be considered the Western part?
Okay. Give me more.
Japan, Korea.
Okay.
That's it.
North America. That's the big one. Think of all the ones that the white man has colonized. See what I'm saying? Europe, Asia, Russia, America. These are the places that are the western parts of the earth. All right. This is where the birth of feminism was created through the late 1800s and the early 1900s. All right. Okay. So, with that being said, what was the agenda of the feminist movement or feminism movement? Okay, no, actually, I got a better question. During the late 1800s and the early 1900s, like the 1920s and 30s, what was going on around that time? And remind you, this is before World War I, Vietnam War, and stuff like that. What was going on around this time? What were white people doing around this time? Go ahead.
The white man was out here working and the woman was staying in the house.
Okay, that's very true. That's very true. Now the thing is, with this feminist movement, there was beef between, the white woman had beef between the upper class and middle class white people, and I'll give you that. The first wave feminism was oriented around the station of middle or upper class white woman, all right, and involved suffrage and political equality. So these white women had some type of, discrepancy with their husbands. Okay? Now let's look at suffrage. Somebody give me the definition of what suffrage is, because suffrage was a movement as well, and why this is important into the feminism movement. All right? Why this ties into it. Now, let me ask you, why do you think that the white woman was upset with the husbands, with the middle class and upper class? That should give you a key. Go ahead.
Because she was suffering in the house with the kids, driving her crazy.
Okay, now what was white men doing at this time? Remind you, this is middle class and upper class. What is that, by the way? What is middle upper class people?
Like,
what is the status of them?
Wealthy, rich.
Wealthy, rich. All right, so your Hollywood, your Beverly Hills, you see what I'm saying, LA, all these places. Go ahead. Type of people.
Were they sleeping with all kind of women?
Yes.
Cheating on their wives?
Prostitutes. These white men were sleeping with prostitutes, and they were sleeping with their male friends. Homosexuality. Snorting coke. You see what I'm saying? Having orgies. Unlawful sex. And understand that is the nature of the white man, because white people, are the founders, are the authors of homosexuality, going back to what in their history? Where in their history? Go ahead.
Greek and Rome.
Greek and Rome. Give them a hand. That's correct. You know what I'm saying? White people have a whole lineage, a whole history that explores into homosexuality. When you go back into Rome, you got the royal baths, where there's a big dumbass bathtubs filled with nothing but men, washing each other, bending each other over. Disgusting. All right, so like I can't even talk about it. It's disgusting. All right, that's what was going on, and even today at these places. Okay. What else were white people doing at these orgies? Like, I mean, when orgies are coming about, what is the surroundings of these people having orgies and stuff like that, and sleeping with prostitutes? Go ahead.
They in their golf clubs.
Golf clubs. What else?
They gentlemen's club and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Parties.
Yeah.
All right. Parties is the best answer. All right. Also, you want to mention the secret societies that these white people have. See what I'm saying? I mean, you know, if you really want to talk about somebody, you got your artists in the same situation. You got brothers like Kevin Hart who had exposed other brothers that he saw from TV shows and people he looked up to running behind other men and closing the door and locking it. And there's nothing but men at this party, no woman allowed. There's something going on. Drugs is involved, unlawful sex is involved, and all manner of wickedness is involved at these parties. You see what I'm saying? And so the women had a problem with this. They hated the fact that their husbands were out and about having sex with prostitutes, doing drugs, and having sex with their male friends, and also being abused. Let's not forget about that. All right? Go ahead.
They was most likely bringing back all the diseases with them.
You damn right. There was diseases that the woman was going through. And why do you think that they wanted to speak up against this? Anybody? It's very simple. Why do you think that that these white women wanted to start a feminist movement? Go ahead.
Because they couldn't do it themselves. That's why.
There you go. That's he paying attention. Give him a hand. And that's very important because white women wanted to be as free as white men as well. They wanted to have sex with the mailman, with the guy who's, you know, cutting the grass. You see what I'm saying? With the stepchildren. See what I'm saying? These white women wanted to do drugs, wanted to feel free. You see what I'm saying? And they didn't want to feel like they were oppressed. They were in a slave-type marriage with their husband. And they got tired of being abused and used as well. Because I remind you also in culture that there was a long period of time where white men were not affectionate towards women at all. And that's in history. And that's in Rome. So what white men did back then, which they are doing today, they are only having marriages just to have children, just to build a foundation or to build, you know, some type of profit for a later life. But they are using women, but still going back to men for ride. Disgusting. See what I'm saying? Black people taught white people how to be affectionate in all aspects. I'm saying black men taught white men how to be compassionate and caring and loving towards their wives. And that's true in history as well. White people are homosexuals on both sides. The white women swingers. See what I'm saying? The husband was over there beating the shit out of his wife, telling him, look here, this man right here, this woman right here has a lot of money. I need you to use your breast. I need you to use that little piece of baloney on your back that you don't have. Called the ass. You see what I'm saying? I need you to use that flat iron board of a butt that you got. All right? To try to get money out of this person. That's what I need you to do. You see what I'm saying? Otherwise, I will beat the crap out of you when we get back to the house. You have nothing but black eyes all over your face. And white women got tired of it. they put their foot down and said, you know what? It's about time that I spoke up. All right? And let's get into the suffrage, what that means, and how it ties into, the feminist movement. Go ahead and get that out.
All right.
Yep, suffrage. SUFFRAGE. Suffrage.
Suffrage.
All right? We're going to get that in and get why that is so important today. Go ahead.
A short intercessory prayer, usually in a series, vote given and deciding a controverted question, or electing a person for an office or trust.
Okay, it kind of stretched everything, but what the word suffrage means, long story short, it means the right to vote. That's what it means, all right? That's what suffrage means. And white women didn't just want the option to, do with white men wanted to do, but they also wanted the right to vote for a lot of things. Now let me ask you this. Tell me how whores were looked upon in the late 80s and the early 1900s. Did the average white person care if a woman was a whore?
Hell no.
Okay. How was the white woman looked if she was upper class as a whore? Was she shamed or not shamed? Go ahead.
She was like a celebrity. Marilyn Monroe.
Okay. Also, your Betty White, Elizabeth Taylor. Okay. Everybody knows who Marilyn Monroe is. The one that was sleeping around with JFK. All right. She was down there finna give him a whole blowjob in front of in front of his wife at his birthday party, singing him, happy birthday, half naked on a piano, everything, ready to throw everything away. Down there, I think she probably had on like lingerie or something like that. See what I'm saying? She was a world famous whore. See what I'm saying? I'm sure that there's a lot of other things that's important facts about her that people don't know about, but mainly she was a whore. Elizabeth Taylor was also a whore who had about maybe 8 or 9 husbands, multiple husbands. Same thing with Betty White. All right, you want to look these people up and get more knowledge and understanding of who these famous white whores are, because these were the ones that were not looked upon as shameful. They were glorified. But the average white woman, though, she was shamed. You see what I'm saying? Because why? Why was she shamed? Anybody know?
Why?
Go ahead.
Why? Because her husband was sleeping with men?
No. Give me another answer. Why was the average white woman that was not upper class or middle class, why was she shamed for being a whore in those times of the late 80s and early 1900s? Go ahead.
Because she ain't had no money.
You said no money?
No money. She wasn't working or nothing.
No, it has nothing to do with money at all.
Oh, I don't know that.
No, it's a good answer, though. At least you answer. Go ahead.
Why? Because the man didn't respect him?
Say it again?
Because the man didn't respect him?
Yes, in a sense, and also because of Christianity. Remember that, in a lot of white homes, it's a thing called morals. It's a thing called wholesome. It's a thing called how you carry yourself, and that was very important around that time. We can have people thinking that we're crazy, we're out of our minds. See what I'm saying? We have to make sure that we're perfect and spotless for everybody to see. That was in the minds of the average white person. Oh, our daughters over here, they're going through college, they're doing just fine. See what I'm saying? Getting married. No one's a whore. No one can, no one can know that, no one can have any daughters that's a whore. My son right here, he's going to love women. We can't have no homosexuals over here. But as the time changed, so did the mindsets of white people. All that Christianity bullshit was out the window. As time went on, a woman being a whore was glorified. For example, you all know that Donald Trump's wife is a porn star, or was a porn star. And she even expresses that to this day. She's the first lady to be dicked down by everybody. All right? She's the first lady of the first lady whore. All right? That's what she is. And you know what? She is so disgusting, so unprofessional. You know what I mean? And this white woman plagiarized Michelle Obama's speech. And this is who y'all look up to. Another white whore who was glorified and, oh, I just want to be just like her. Oh, I want to be just like Hillary Clinton. See what I'm saying? Hillary Clinton is also another big whore. Everybody should know that by now. She is an open whore too. All right?
Damn.
So with the suffrage movement, white women wanted to fight for equality to be just like men. I want to have unlawful sex too. I want to be outside of this house. I want pay just like you. What else were they fighting for? If you think about feminism or the feminist movement today, what have they fought for or trying to fight for? Go ahead.
They're trying to fight to get in the White House. Really, the feminist movement was to get them the right to vote, right?
Exactly, yes. And also other things as well. The freedom and to have the same respect, to have the same equality as or privilege as the men did. You see what I'm saying? Because the upper and middle class men had more power and less consequence for their actions. Remind you, a lot of these people, a lot of these rich people that we see in Congress, the presidents, the senators, the mayors, the governors are also criminals as well. That get away with a lot of shit. See what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm gonna keep going on this. All right. Any more questions on that? Any questions on that? You was kind of bringing something out. Go ahead.
You said Hillary Clinton was a whore. Could you elaborate on that?
She was sleeping around with Bill Clinton and somebody else. It was another man or two that she was sleeping around with around the time that she was with her husband and he was in office. When I say office, meaning he was elected president for that time or terms. She was also a whore too. See what I'm saying? Okay, even if it never would have came out, understand that they get into all types of wickedness with these parties and trying to make deals and stuff like that. Go ahead.
Is that why she's at the forefront for the feminist movement? Because
damn right.
Her husband is high paid out there. He was sleeping around and she couldn't do nothing about it, and she's still with him, married.
Exactly. Yeah, you damn right. Okay, and I'm gonna get into that later. You see what I'm saying? With all these women being in the feminist movement, and what it was really about. This is how it started, but I'm gonna show you how it transitioned from I want equality, I want the same respect and privilege as a man, all the way up into what's about to come and what's happening today. All right. So with that, Does anybody know what a double standard is in this case? Go ahead.
Like, black women do it all the time. Oh, he's sleeping around, so I'm gonna sleep around.
Exactly. So what was the argument?
For Hillary Clinton?
No. I'm just talking about white women who had these problems. Right now at this point, black women do not have these problems, but we are going to touch on them very shortly. Go ahead.
If he can do it, I can do it, pretty much.
Pretty much, and that also is tied into what? Let's start with an S.
Start with. I don't know.
Okay.
No.
All right, no sweat. I'll get back to that. All right, don't worry about it. I was going to say sexism, and I'm getting to what sexism is and how it also affected white women. All right. So, does anybody know who the founder of Planned Parenthood is? Anybody know her name?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Margaret Sanger.
Margaret Sanger, and tell me a little bit about that white devil.
She was a known Nazi follower or whatever.
Activist.
Yeah.
Right.
Nazi activist.
Mm-hmm.
And she came up with a way to try to genocide and erase people, our people.
Our people meaning who? You guys said names.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Indian people.
Right. So the nation of Israel.
Nation of Israel.
So Margaret Sanger was also a woman who had 3 to 4 husbands as well. All right? And Margaret Sanger is the founder of Planned Parenthood. You know, the abortion clinics that's on every block, you see what I'm saying, of your city. Right? Secondary to a Christian church. All right? In Minnesota, we got a Planned Parenthood that I saw for the first time in my life, uptown Minnesota. Go ahead. Over South Minneapolis.
Is that how they push abortions like, it's the woman's right to choose?
Yes.
It's the woman's right to choose. So they have the right to whether they want to have a baby or not. And that's why they push.
That's where I'm going. Hey, you already beat me to my topic. See what I'm saying? That's where the suffrage came in. I can do whatever I want with my body. I have control over my body. I can do whatever the hell I want. You know, if I choose to have this child of yours or not, it's my choice, not yours. And I'm going to fight you for that.
That's some bullshit.
And it makes no sense. See what I'm saying? And in a white woman's mind, she thinks that was a way to get back to her husband. But it wasn't. See what I'm saying? It's hurting her. See what I'm saying? But at the same time, this man don't give a damn. As long as this woman can take care of the child while he goes through all the monstrosities, all the wickedness, all the desires of his lust, he doesn't give a damn. Because he's rich without that bitch. You see what I'm saying? That kind of right. You see what I'm saying? Like he's over here snorting all the drugs, doing all the drugs that he wants. He's getting as high as a goddamn kite. He don't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? But she cares. She wants the right. She wants the permission. She wants the respect that she's trying to fight for. And trust me, it took some time. It took some time, and this white woman has never stopped. Now, in the next few minutes, we are going to dive into how this affected black women. Before we do that, though, let's understand that women have a head. Women have someone to answer to, and they are not responsible for their own selves. And I'll explain what that means. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask you, what do you mean by a woman has a head?
Right. She has a authority figure that is over her, that tells her what to do, but not just like bully her, but that is responsible for her. And I'll get into what that means. I need you to get 1 Corinthians 11:3. All right. I believe that's the correct one. All right. Yeah, so, going back to Margaret Sanger one more time. She also fought for, the feminist movement as well. See what I'm saying? And also that ties into a woman wanting to have authority over a man. See what I'm saying? I can do whatever the hell I want. You can't tell me what to do. Go ahead.
It will make sense for her to join the feminist movement because without the support of the woman, you can't have abortion. So
exactly. That's why she targeted weak women.
Right.
A person that's a feminist, a man could be a feminist as well. A man can advocate for a woman to, want to have equality, just like him. Oh shit, I don't mind a woman. I believe a woman can do what a man can do. It's a little bit more than that. See what I'm saying? Especially the economical side of it. Women want jobs just like men do. I mean, want the jobs that men have. And these jobs, like, for example, construction, factory jobs. See what I'm saying? All these jobs that require hard labor and hard, long hours, blood, sweat, and tears. All right? It's not the fact that the woman can't do it. It's just, this is not for you. You're better off doing something that doesn't require such hard labor that's so physical. I don't give a damn that you want. If you want to do this job, knock yourself out. Go ahead. No one's stopping you. And that's where the sexism comes into play. All right? Go ahead and get that out.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
That what?
The head of every man is Christ.
That the head of every man is Christ. Keep going.
And the head of the woman is the man.
And the head of the who?
And the head of the woman is the man.
Now, the authority figure over the woman is the man. The man is in charge. The man makes the rules. The man enforces what happens and what goes on. He also is responsible for that woman. When I say he is responsible for that woman, what does that mean? Go ahead.
That means when your woman in the club dressed like a whore,
right?
She thrown up everywhere. She leave the club without paying a tab. It's your responsibility.
No, that's sexism, that's sexism that you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay. What does it mean for a man to have responsibility over a woman? Go ahead.
You're responsible for the representation of your woman when she walks outside the door, like the way she dressed,
right?
Her health,
right?
If she's not, if she's not doing so well, like eating, if she's eating all messed up,
right?
Just her mental stability.
There you go. That's what I'm looking for. I need those words. Mental, mental stability. That's right. What I need. Keep going.
Mental stability. The way she's teaching the kids, if she has kids.
Right.
Just kind of bringing the virtue out of her,
There you go. And I'll tie it in for you. The man is responsible for how the woman carries herself. Because what does a man give to a woman? Okay, we understand that a woman is a helpmeet to a man, right? She's supposed to be there in his need for any type of help, right? No matter what the case may be. Now, what does a man give to a woman? Erase money out of the equation. You see what I'm saying? Erase the, I'll say the sex. See what I'm saying? What is something that a man gives a woman? Go ahead.
Guidance.
There you go. Guidance. Go ahead.
Protection,
reassurance, security. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that a man gives to a woman. Now, women out here fighting for, separation and independence from their husbands, that means that they're saying that they don't need a goddamn thing from them. But at the same time, they're talking about they want to be equal. You know, the feminist movement is nothing but a bunch of hypocrisy. It's nothing but hypocritical women who don't know what the hell they are talking about. For example, if you watch the I.S.U.P.K videos and you study these I.S.U.P.K videos and you look at one video of a woman arguing against an I.S.U.P.K prophet, you will understand the spirit on her. And she is confused. Well, I'm serious about when I say that. She don't know what the hell that she's talking about and what she's getting herself into as far as the battle. See what I'm saying? Go ahead. You want to say something?
I forgot.
No sweat. To be a feminist means that you hate men. See what I'm saying? And we're also going to get into misogyny, sexism, and patriarchy. Yeah, that's how you said. All right. So, can someone define what misogyny is? Because that also goes into the first wave, meaning the first, the first action of feminism and how it came about. Can someone give me the definition of misogyny?
I never even heard that word.
All right, I'll spell it out for you. MISOG.
Misogyny.
There you go, misogyny. You can also speak it in there as well. All right? And this is why class is very important, so you can understand these words and understand these terms, because you will get into a battle with a so-called black woman who is God. That also goes into the feminist movement as well, all right? Go ahead. I want you to be loud, too.
It says a hatred of women.
That's it?
That's it.
That's pretty much what it is, all right? All right, so misogyny to a woman is a man disliking or showing some type of hatred or perpetual hatred for a woman by a man not agreeing to being a feminist or the feminism movement means that he is a misogynist. He hates and dislikes women. He doesn't respect what I got going on. He don't think that I can be equal as him. Now, we understand that the nature of a man and the nature of a woman, or the anatomy of both, is two different things. I'll give you an example. You got a socket. You got a socket in your wall.
Okay.
As the woman.
Uh-huh.
No, I'll give you a better example. Extension cord. You got one end as a woman, you got the other end as a man. What's the problem between the two? Are they the same or different?
Different.
Different. Although they fit together and they work together, they are not the same. There's still some cracks. There's still, going to be fights. There's still going to be disagreements. You see what I'm saying? The mind of a woman and the mind of a man is not the same. Everything starts in your mind. So the actions, how you carry yourself, how you walk, how you think is not the same. Does a woman think the same like a man?
No.
How can we prove that? Give me a great example. Go ahead. And then I'll get back to you because you raised your hand. Anybody? Give me a good example of how the minds of a woman and a man is two different things. They think differently. How? Show me. Give me proof. Give the whole world proof.
Women, they run off of emotion.
There you go.
And men run off of logic.
There you go. Men are logical thinkers. Men think first before they do. a woman, they think with their feelings. Well, when they really say, I think this, I think that, replace think with I feel, because that's what it is. Well, I feel like this and I feel like that. See what I'm saying? I don't think you need another wife. Am I not all the woman that you need? What the hell does that mean? I don't understand what that means. It's always a problem when a man wants another wife. See what I'm saying? I understand it's a sin to, have sex with whores and have unlawful sex and toss a woman to the side. I understand that. But our Father, our God, the God of Israel, said that it's lawful for a man to have multiple wives. And still it's a problem in her mind. In her mind, she doesn't see the benefit of a man taking on other wives. She thinks of this nigga's having sex with this other bitch. He over there fucking the shit out of her. You see what I'm saying? Like, he over there. Do you do that certain thing with her too, the way you do with me, or is it different? Let me smell your rod real quick. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. That's inside their mind. But what's inside another man's mind? What's inside a man's mind is this. If I sleep with this woman, I can get better financial help. I can take care of myself. My wife, my first wife, she's not able to bear children. And I want children. And my first wife wants me to have children too. She wants me to be happy. She don't want me around this house upset, mad. Because I have to give my inheritance to somebody. I need a son to carry this inheritance. I got a lot of plans for family-wise. I have $1 million ideas that I would like to create. You see what I'm saying? And I want a child of mine, a son specifically, to carry on my legacy when I die. Now she looking at it like he just wants some cat. That's all. You know what? He's getting tired of me. We have been together for a good 10 years. He's getting tired of the same thing. He wants something new. That's probably not the case. Maybe that man wants some more children. And children fast. You're already pregnant. He wants 2 kids a year. What's wrong with that? He wants help around his house. He wants to help out that other woman to give her children. You ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about all the other possibilities of what a man wants and actually needs versus what you want? You don't want him to have another wife. You want him to stay stuck with you. If that's a man's wish, then so be it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with a man having just one wife. He shouldn't be forced to or pressured to have other wives because you want to be wise in having or taking on other wives. I hope I didn't confuse you there, all right? That's very important. If a man wants another wife, he has to think of all the possibilities. He has to think of everything, when taking on another wife because she's another responsibility.
Right.
Women are like children. You have to build them up. You have to guide and train them. That is a responsibility. Think about all the constant random calls for counsel. All the constant random cryings and family feuds within the house. Think about all the help that she's going to need, all the strength that she's going to need to take care of that children. All the conversations that she's going to need to not take her own life and take your life. See what I'm saying? Think about that. That's what a black woman should think about. Think about how building a family is going to better our nation. See, like that goes over a woman's head. I mean, when I lay down with a woman, my nation is on my mind. And what do I mean by that? Meaning, if I have 15 children, my brother over here got 15 children, he got 2 wives, he got 30 children over here, I got 30 over here with my 2 wives. We can build something in every way possible. And that goes into black woman or black household in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. How did the black household look in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s? Anybody? Go ahead.
The man was running. The man was in the house.
The man was in the household, you damn right. What else? Go ahead.
There was a lot of kids.
You damn right. That's my answer. That's what I need right there. And not just that either. Although there was a lot of children involved, a lot of kids involved, black men and black women stayed together. Even when the husband had a side piece, as you may know in 2017, 2018, as a side chick. You see what I'm saying? Or side piece. They also still say that today. Even when a man had another wife, the family was still together. It wasn't broken apart. There was no such thing as a broken home in the 1920s and 30s and 40s, the early 1900s. There wasn't a such thing. See what I'm saying? If you look at your grandparents today, from those times, even from the 50s, I'll stop at the 60s, all right? Stopping at the 1960s, if you look at your grandparents today, 9 times out of 10, they are still together if they're not dead. But even if they are dead, or even one died, they still stayed by each other until death. Am I lying? No. Think about all the children that they had. They didn't have a small number. You know how many children your grandparents had?
My grandparents?
Right.
A lot.
A lot. See what I'm saying? Was it more than 8?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. More than 8.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? I know a few people who had about 10, 13 children. A lot of people might see that as crazy today because you don't see that today. And that's the point that I'm trying to get to. Go ahead.
And a lot of the kids wasn't from the same woman either.
And a lot of the kids was not from the same woman. That's why I said the other wife. Go ahead.
Just like that song, Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Papa was a Rolling Stone, you damn right. He was out there putting work. You see what I'm saying? He was exercising his gift that the Most High gave him, which is called a rod. He used that to the best of his ability. See what I'm saying? He wasn't just doing it just for the pleasure, you know what I mean, the pleasure of sex, but he also had a reason behind it. He had an idea. He had a propaganda, agenda. He wanted to build a family, a village. See what I'm saying? And for those that did not get caught up in the era of the war on drugs, I'm sure a lot of those children that came from a mother or father who had nothing but other children, I'm sure that they were wealthy in some type of way or doing something great for themselves. Even if they got caught on drugs and got off, you see what I'm saying? They built something. So they children, so they can have something for their children to come after them. And that's what we have to continue. But there was a mix-up. The black woman got caught up with the white woman. All right? And we're going to get into that in a second. Let's get back into the beef between the white man and the white woman. All right? Things was getting so bad with the whole feminism movement, the movement, getting tired of the black eyes, getting tired of her ass being whooped, getting tired of the abuse, verbally, emotionally, mentally, in every type of way. She was tired of the abuse. Go ahead.
Even back then, they had shows on TV where the woman be in the house and then her husband come home, get drunk, and then beat her up.
Exactly. And understand this about the white man. The white man has always had some sense of brutality. When I say brutality, what does that mean? What am I saying? Go ahead.
Like violence.
Violence. And we know that from the Bible. In which book? Let's go all the way back to the beginning. I'm using a key word.
Talking about Genesis.
Going back to Genesis. He is the subtile beast of the what?
Field.
Of the field. The white man today in this earth, he is the subtile beast of the field. He is brutish, vile, like the Bible says he is. See what I'm saying? He is a cruel nation. And he even don't give a damn about raising his hand towards his woman. That's where all the violence from hitting a woman comes from. Alcoholism. And with the alcoholism, in 1920, a law had came out. Does anybody know what this law is? Go ahead.
You talking about domestic?
No. No. This law, okay. White women use this law against their husbands. They went to the government. They started the whole suffrage movement, and they requested, they enforced that this law be brought on to their men to protect them, themselves, from any harm. And we're talking about alcoholism. Anybody know what this law is? Okay, this law is called prohibition. It's like it, prohibition law, which means to prohibit something. Go ahead.
Prohibition?
Oh, Salaki, my bad. Goddamn. Salaki, say it one more time.
Prohibition?
Prohibition, my bad. So like I said it a different way. Go ahead.
Well, I know
Prohibition.
what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
It was a ban on alcohol.
A ban on alcoholism for how many years?
For good.
No.
20.
Huh?
20.
A little less than that.
5.
That's too low.
10.
Closer. I'll get that. All right. I'll just keep you at that. All right. So this prohibition law was held for 13 years. All right. So 1920. So was that 1933? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 1933. All right. So after so many murders, after the Italians smuggling alcohol and drugs for the white man, they decide to cut off the law. All right? Because it was too much blood on the hands of the law. So they had to cut it off, and white men went back to being more aggressive, more violent, and doing the same thing that they were doing as the law was intact. But remind you, as this law was intact, you see what I'm saying? It was still going on. So nothing was changing it. So these white women fought for nothing. Go ahead.
Especially since you had people like Al Capone back then in that time.
Right.
Pushing drugs and alcohol.
Exactly.
Throughout New York, Chicago.
Exactly.
All over the place.
Okay, now I want you to give me a definition of patriarch. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Patriarch?
Patriarch. Yeah, that's what I said. Patriarch.
You said Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, patriarch. Yeah. All right. I want you to get the definition of what patriarch means, and I'm gonna show you why we're getting this definition. And yeah, you was right about the domestic violence. That was really the whole cause of it, because of the domestic violence. My husband's over here whooping the shit out of me, and I need some type of protection. All right, go ahead.
A man who is father or founder.
Say it again.
A man who is father or founder.
Okay, I'm gonna add on to that. What this definition, what this word means is a male authority figure who has control and who is a founder of something. Show me in history, or show me in the earth where this is used. Patriarch. Show me where this is used at. Something that is used every single day. The most famous thing on the earth. Show me where the role of the man and the authority is being shown in the earth. Anybody? Okay. The Bible. The Bible is that place of a male authority figure. Now, who in the Bible, where in the Bible can you find that? It's probably just going to keep doing that. Don't worry about it. Where in the Bible can you find patriarch or patriotism? Hold on, one second. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to finish this and redo it again, all right? For the Facebook. Something's going on. Finish the Facebook right there. Yep, right there. I want you to, make another one. All right, so where in history, in the Bible, not history, but where can you find this in the Bible?
Well, you said a founder?
A founder. Who does the Most High deal with?
Israel.
Okay, yes, the Most High does deal with Israel, but who?
Christ?
Huh?
Talking about Christ?
No. Close. Who does the Most High deal with in the Bible?
You talk about Abraham.
Yes, but what is Abraham?
He's a patriarch. He's the father of many nations.
Many nations, huh?
Yeah.
Many nations?
A lot of nations, yeah.
Really? You mean one nation?
One nation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I didn't really know.
But you got to be careful what you say, because you say many nations. You mean one nation.
Yeah.
And that's the nation of Israel. Okay. I'm just give it to you for time's sake, because I don't think y'all understanding the question. The question I asked was, where can you find patriotism or patriarch in the Bible? And that is the Most High dealing with the men of Israel. You said Israel. That's very correct. But who in Israel does he deal with? You're sitting around thinking like, wait, who does he deal with in Israel? Yeah. It's the men in Israel. Right. Who does he talk to?
The priests.
The priests, the men, all right? And how do we know that? All through the Bible. Ye men of Israel. Does it say that? Does it not? Ye men of Israel. Ye house of Israel. You see what I'm saying? That's who it's talking about. You can read that all through the Bible. All right? When I hear those words, I think of the book of John, the book of Isaiah, the book of Jeremiah, where, I've read, scriptures that have said, ye men of Israel, ye house of Israel, O house of Israel. Psalms, see what I'm saying? All right, Hosea. These are the books, every single book, the Most High deals with the men, the bloodline of the men. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, not Rebecca, Sarah, and marry. You see what I'm saying? Not the woman, but the men. All right? And as you may know, read this one more time, and I'm going to show you that there is no equality. All right? Go ahead and get that.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I will have you know.
But I will have you know. This is Paul, Apostle Paul.
That the head of every man is Christ.
That the head of every what?
The head of every man is Christ.
The head of every man is Christ. Christ is the head over men. He has the authority. He outranks not only just the men on this earth, but the angels, the archangels, to be specific. Keep going.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Where's the equality? Where's the feminism? Where is being a feminist anywhere in the world? Because remind you that this Bible deals with the world, how we live, how we conduct ourselves, the code of conduct. See what I'm saying? The morals, the mortality that you have as a person, the self-respect. See what I'm saying? This is what it deals with. There is no equality. You want more proof? Let me know. Get Ezekiel 34 and 31.
Come.
I'm going to show you that the Most High deals with the men. All right? In this case, a woman will never, ever be more men than a man. A woman can only be what she is made into. A woman can only be what she is, which is a woman. That is her nature. That is her profession. That is her identity or anatomy. That is what she is. And a man, it goes the same for him. He is a man all the way through. He is masculine. No one can take that from him. Keep going. Let me go ahead and get that.
Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 31. And ye my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your God, saith the Lord.
See, the Most High said that the flock is the men, not the woman. All through the Bible, it talks about the men of Israel, man. Where's the equality at? It didn't say the flock is the man and the woman. No. A woman has her place, and her place is not out there naked on the streets, trying to, speak up for something. How can you speak up for something being naked? That only shows that you are disgusting, a whore, have no shame, and you are exploding. How you say that? You are exposing, and sexualizing yourself. That's what it means to be a feminist. That's what it means to be. That's what it means when we talk about feminism. To go out there naked or half naked, to sexualize myself, my sisters, and I'm talking about black women in this case, because we about to get on to the black woman, how she was affected. See what I'm saying? So, let me touch on something real quick. In the black community, in the early 1900s, we understand something. We understand that, sisters stayed with their husbands. Why? Why did the sisters stay with their husbands? Why was the Johnson family, the Smith family, the Jefferson family, thriving as a household back then? Go ahead.
Because they wasn't too busy trying to be the man.
Okay, give me more.
They weren't trying to. They weren't trying to usurp authority over the man.
You damn right. You damn right. And I'm add on to that. That was a good answer. Also, the black woman back then, she was content with the relationship that she was in. When I say content, meaning what? I want to see if y'all know words in here, because I like to study words. I need to make sure that I'm not making y'all sleepy and that y'all understand what I'm saying. Go ahead.
She was satisfied.
She was satisfied. That's what content means. Content means to be satisfied. She was secure. She was fine with this relationship. She had no reason to act all crazy, go off, leave, shame herself, her nation, and better yet, her husband. Her intentions were to build this family and keep it. What does it say about a wise woman in the book of Proverbs? Anybody know about a wise woman in the book of Proverbs? What does it say about her? Go ahead.
Did it say something about being praised?
That's 31 and 10.
Oh, that's
no, yeah, 31 and 10 or 9, something like that, or 20 something. No, not that. What it says is, a wise woman buildeth her house, buildeth up her house. That's what it says. All right, and that's in the book of Proverbs, I believe. Also, let's get into Proverbs 22 and 5 real quick. I'm going to also show you how black women thrived in the relationship that she had. All right, back then. Go ahead. Proverbs 22 and 5. You shared this online, right? All right, most of them Christ.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Thorns and snares are in the way of the froward.
No, that's not it. Verse 6. Verse 6.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Train up a child in the way he should go.
Train up what?
A child in the way he should go.
Train up a child in the way which he shall go. Now, also, this applies to woman as well. All right? Mankind. Mankind meaning male or female. You can read that in the book of Genesis. Keep going.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
And when that child is old, he or she will not depart from what was taught from the parents. In order for a black woman to stay with a black man, she must be taught that. That is a behavior that has to be taught. And she knows what it means to have a family. She knows what it means to build a family and to keep it and to protect it. And that's a wise woman. And that's a woman that has the spirit of the Lord on her. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that everybody that had this household has all served the Lord. No. But she had a quality, a virtue that came from the Most High. A spirit that was on her to tell her, I'm not going to destroy this household. Although my husband is sleeping around or sleeping with another woman, a side piece, I'm going to stay here and take care of him, her children, and mine.
Right.
That's how it was in the 1900s, the early 1900s. A household that was thriving, that was prospering. And that's the type of household that we have in the I.S.U.P.K. Outside these walls, I don't know so much because it's looking like hell. I'm seeing less men, more women in the household. If there is a man in the household, it's a heathen. Someone that does not belong there, a stranger. A foreign man, a foreign woman in that household that does not belong. Something wrong. Something has happened. Something has changed. And let's get right into it. What was going on in the 1950s and 60s? as white women were trying to fight for their rights and trying to get it known and heard. What was happening in the 50s and 60s of the 1900s? Go ahead, Al.
Black people were getting their ass beat by Jim Crow.
So, segregation. What else? Go ahead.
The black women joined them in the talking about the feminist movement.
Yes.
Yeah, they joined the white women with it.
Oh, okay. What other movements was going on? Who was alive around the 50s and 60s? These are very important times right now in history. One that has really affected and crippled our community and our nation. Go ahead.
Talking about MLK?
MLK. What was he fighting for? What was he advocating for?
For
Come on, I know you got it.
For equal rights?
Yes, but what was these equal rights called?
Integration.
You're getting real close. This is right after Vietnam. Come on. Think about all the marches. They have one name all together. All the protests, all the marching, all I need rights for this, I need rights for that. I damn near just gave it to you. Civil rights movement.
I was just about to say this.
Civil rights movement. The civil rights movement was going on around these times, all right? Of the late 50s to the early 60s, all right? MLK was around. Black Panther movement. Malcolm X was around, and all these other heads, all right? Old heads. Go ahead.
And right before that, you had Gandhi with his movement. That's what.
Well, we're not talking about that African right now.
Martin Luther King.
I do know that though.
Yeah. His is doctor right after that.
Yeah. So so long story short, around this time, white women were trying to put their foot in through the door of trying to get rights right along with black people. Now, what were black people fighting for? Okay, what were black people fighting for as far as rights that sparked attention in white women to join them? Go ahead.
The right to vote and better jobs and stuff like that.
There you go. The right to have equality with the white man, and also the right to vote. Now, when did black people accomplish getting those rights that they fought and died for? What year? It's in the 1960s. Go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking.
It's around 1963, 1964. All right. And this is for black people. But let's just touch on the black woman for instance. We understand that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, right?
Right.
We understand that the white woman is just as evil as her husband, right? Or as her man, right? Right. So as her master, all right? Because she's the bitch. And her husband or male figure is the master, all right? That reigns and controls her. So these white women saw the opportunity to join these so-called Negroes in their protest because of this. If I can get rights, if black people can fight for rights, I must be able to fight for rights too. But I do hate men. So I can't let these niggers, get this opportunity without us getting the opportunity. Because I would feel less like a human being if I let these niggas get the rights that I'm trying to fight for, which is the right to be equal in many different ways and fashions, political, social, economical, etc. All right? And so they saw the opportunity to bring down the black woman in the protest. What did white women say to black women to get them to be destroyed today. And because of this, this has changed the face, the mentality, the spirit of our sisters today. Go ahead.
The only thing I can think of is you have the right to choose. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's very important. That's very important. You have the right to choose. Choose what? Go ahead.
Whether to listen to your husband or not.
Yep. There you go. There you go. Now also with the civil rights movement going on, wars were going on too. So half of the black men were out of the house fighting for America, and the other half were still in the home. Now, this is my question. Are the men that were not at war and that were inside the house with the black women, how did they end up outside of the house? Tell me that. And it will answer the question about what the white woman said and told the black woman. Go ahead.
Well, that the man should be out working. If he ain't working, then you should put him out or something like that.
Yes. Give me reality today. Give me reality today of the black man not being in the home. How does he end up not being in the household? We all know this. Go ahead. Right.
Should kick him out.
How though?
Police.
That's one. What else? Go ahead.
She emasculates him, or just destroys his spirit to where he leaves on his own too.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Yes, that's all. Go ahead.
She set a trap. She put the drugs outside on the stool, and he goes outside and gets the drugs.
No, and I hope you was real serious with that. You were serious?
No, but drugs though. That was my real answer.
Okay, but no. How the black man got out of the house was because of Section 8. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Section 8 was popping back then?
You damn right. The white woman whispered in the black woman's ear and told her, look, you don't have to depend on that man. You can go ahead and get government assistance, emergency assistance, what they call it today. You can get Section 8. You can get everything that you need from somebody else. You can be on your own and live and thrive on your own. You don't need him. Although he's not fighting that war, let him provide somewhere else. And remind you, this is what the just said it. Civil rights movement was
50s and 60s.
60s. I'm really looking for 60s. Now we're at the 60s going into the 70s. What else was happening around the 1960s and 70s? So I can answer and go back to what I was just going to say. What else was going on in the 60s and 70s?
War on drugs.
The war on drugs. You got the trap queen, Nancy Reagan. That bitch just died like two years ago. Most high in Christ to that. All right? Because of her opening up her disgusting mouth with the campaign, say no to drugs and yes to life. That campaign is the reason why drugs fled into the black community and the minority communities in the East Coast and the West Coast. And because of the war on drugs, black men around this time, when they were getting pushed and kicked out of the house and the homes were becoming broken, were not stable, were not holding together anymore, they fend for themselves. How did black men fend for themselves? What are black men doing today to provide money financially for themselves? Are they working a 9 to 5? What are they doing?
They working a 9 to 5 on the corners.
On the corner. They slinging that dope, selling that crack rock. All right, that white girl, that diamond, that reefer, whatever you want to call it. That green, that loud, go ahead.
They either sell drugs or get on welfare.
There you go. Also, welfare is a big destruction of the black family as well around that time. And that was the tool that the white man had used to, the white woman had used to get her opponent, which was the black woman in this case. See what I'm saying? White people have always been at odds with niggas. Always. That's war on drugs. Ronald Reagan came out and said that we have an enemy. And the enemy are black people, and I forget the other one. And this is on open live TV. This is a speech that came out. And was anybody persecuted? No. But apology came out a couple of years ago. Remind you, this is in the 1970s. An apology now just comes out about it. Even apology comes out about Black Wall Street. Remind you, that's years, decades ago. So this is how the black woman this is how the black household got destroyed. And how the mentality of the black woman and her spirit also got destroyed as well. For listening to the oppressor, which is the white woman in this case. The black woman wanted to join forces hand in hand with her, lover, the white woman, and wanted to thrive just like her. Give me Proverbs 3 and 31. I'm going to explain to you what's the problem when two races that genuinely hate each other come together. All right? Go ahead and get that.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31.
Uh-huh.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou who not?
Not the oppressor.
Black woman, envy not the oppressor, who is the white woman in this case. How many times have we seen our sisters in blonde hair, that goddamn leprosy in their head, a plague that the Bible says in the book of Leviticus? That plague, that thing that is not a woman, a black woman to be exact. That blonde weave, you're putting on the identity of a white woman. Shit, that's feminism. You're fighting for the right to be just like this disgusting dog. I don't know about anybody, for those men, for those black women who choose to marry outside of their nation, but the nation of Israel is the best nation ever. The black, Hispanic, and Native American women over here are 10 times better in every way than a white bitch. Any day. In every way. Everything is better. I hear black men talk about, oh man, ain't no wrong. I don't discriminate. I like all types of cat. You see what I'm saying? I like the white little coochie or whatever, I like, I like the way she talks to me. I like all the money that she gives to me, which is disgusting and weak of a black man. And a white woman also found her way in the pants of a black man too, the mind of a black man. And that's a big chunk of how the household of a black community was broken. It was no more held together. Nothing can hold this place together but the foundation, the wisdom, the understanding of the Most High. And that's where they left from. They left from the God of Israel. Satan became their counselor, their foundation. And that's why the house was divided. All right? Read that one more time.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not what?
Not the oppressor.
Black women, don't envy the oppressor who is a white woman. Don't try to strive for what she has. Forget all that. Damn all that. You got something better over here with this black man. Look at all the proof. Look at your history. Look at the Black Wall Street. I know you want that again. I know you're tired of suffering in the ghetto. You should never join forces with the enemy. And black men, you should have never dropped your sword, and you should have stayed on top of your woman. You should be checking yourself and your goddamn woman. Both of you are responsible. This situation is just a whole nother reincarnation of Adam and Eve. No diligence within listening at all. No wonder we are still on punishment within these over 400 years. The Most High is not playing with us. Now, one last thing before we close out. There's something missing that I have not touched on, that no one has said about the feminist movement. How does the feminist movement look today? Actually, scratch that. The feminist movement was all about girl power, right? Powerpuff Girls.
I was just saying.
You see what I'm saying? Right, you're right. The feminist movement was all about girl power. Woman, woman, woman. Now, these women were lesbians. Am I lying? The feminist movement, these women, each individual woman in the feminist movement are nothing but bulldaggers, carpet munchers, homosexuals, dykes. These women out here eating each other out, disgusting. Touching on one another, disgusting.
Dildos.
Fake ass dildos. There's no filling in it. It's plastic. You want to catch some type of chemical disease. You know how much stuff is in chemicals in a goddamn plastic? You're going to catch something. You're going to catch all types of... You're going to catch plastic herpes, all right? You're going to catch plastic AIDS. You see what I'm saying? This is what you're going to catch. Hepatitis. B and C, goddammit. You're going to catch all these disgusting, vile things. And then you're really going to feel what it means to be a homosexual. A dyke. A carpet muncher. You're going to get a cancer in your mouth next time you lay your mouth on her crotch. Get the hell out of here, man. You, man. Like, you women out here who are gay, make yourself look like a goddamn joke. And today, it's the same thing. Black Lives Matter, did I mention that? Black Lives Matter started off with it was all about the woman and the child, never the man. And this was plastered all over their website, blacklivesmatter.com. Or whatever the hell it is right now. They probably took it off. It's been a while since I checked it. But back then, or even probably now, if you check their website, Black Lives Matter was about the woman and the man. The woman and the child only. Also, another protest. Ain't I a woman? A woman trying to prove herself to be who she really is, a woman. But also trying to get the authority, get the power, get the status of a Nubian queen or goddess. Someone who has authority over men. And even when you look into these definitions, it never says just authority by itself. But it also says authority over men. Look it up for yourself. Or over a people. The only thing a woman should have authority over is some goddamn biscuits. I do like biscuits. I'm not too much of a person who likes butter, but I'll try some butter on them biscuits. I do like cake sometimes on special occasions, not birthdays. Ooh, don't you thought you had me? Not birthdays, not holidays, just random times. I like a cake. See what I'm saying? Have authority over that. I'm a man who loves coffee. Have authority over the cream, that cane sugar. Over the cinnamon I like in my damn coffee, all right? I'm weird like that. Have authority over that. But you having authority over me, that's a laugh in your goddamn face. And that's not out of disrespect. That's out of showing the order and showing the love and compassion that I have for you. That brings you to something else. Sexism. Get the definition of sexism real quick. All right? Let's get into what sexism is very briefly, real quick. All right?
Sexism.
Yep. We're gonna get into what sexism is and what this has to do. All right, with the feminist movement. This is very important. Can't miss this. This is really another chunk of why black women are destroyed. You got it? Sexism.
Yeah.
All right, I was gonna say, come on. All right.
Utter treatment of people because of their sex, especially unfair treatment of women.
Start right there. So sexism is pretty much prejudice or discrimination of gender roles or gender rules. All right? So I'll break it down to you in simpler terms. Sexism is stereotypes that applies to men and women. Can somebody give me an example of sexism on the man's side and the woman's side? And I need them fast. Come on. Go ahead.
Transgenders.
What about transgenders?
They be like, don't call me a he, she, it thing, all of that.
Right.
and that could be a form of sexism.
That's correct. What else?
Sports. Like,
Okay. What about sports?
A woman a woman shouldn't or can't play sports better than a man or something like that.
Okay, there you go. I'll give you a good one. A man open up a door for a woman. That's sexism. A man pulling a chair open for a woman. That's also sexism, because there's an assumption that that's how it should be. Correct?
Okay.
There's also an assumption that when you're on a date, the man should pay the bill, not the woman. See what I'm saying?
Right.
That's sexism. I mean, damn, maybe you can pay the bill for me. Or pay it for us. Shit, I mean, do a nigga a favor. I ain't saying I'm broke or something, but how come you can't pay the bill? What's the problem? Oh, it's not ladylike. Oh, it's not the manners of, a date. Or
Because if they pay for it, then I mean they took you out on a date. You didn't take her out on a date.
Exactly. And that brings me to my entire point right now. What is taken away from... Okay. Can we agree that women are against sexism, correct?
Correct.
So they don't tie themselves down to any gender roles, any type of sexism. If that's true, what is taken away from a woman when she is a feminist? First, understand what a feminist is. Now that you understand what a feminist is, what is taken away from her? What is stripped from her anatomy when she is a feminist? And she doesn't abide. She doesn't tie herself down to gender roles or sexism, any type of sexism. What is stripped from her? It's very important. Very simple. I got y'all thinking. Go ahead.
Strong man.
Yes, but yeah. But I mean, it's something about a woman. That's what I'm trying to say. Go ahead.
Her femininity.
Come on, bro. Man. Yes. That's what's stripped from a woman. If you are a woman out there and you are a feminist, you have lost and lacked the femininity in which you are supposed to have. That's your nature. See what I'm saying? That's your profession. You're supposed to wear that shit like a badge. Because that's how you promote yourself. I'm a woman who is feminine. Mm-hmm. And so if a woman is feminist, what is her actions towards a man? If she's a feminist and has no femininity, go ahead.
She's trying to be like a man.
Be like a man. I'm trying to be like you.
Right.
I'm trying to be, give me the characteristics of a woman trying to be masculine.
Wearing men's clothes.
Men's clothes.
Talking like a man.
Talking like a man. Walking like a man. And that goes all the way back to the lesbianism. Go ahead.
Bitching out.
Well, men do bitch. That's very true. When they're in their emotions, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. You see what I'm saying? Just being aggressive, trying to have some type of authority, usurping authority, being commanding, demanding. See what I'm saying? Keep going.
Trying to have control.
Trying to have control. That's very good. Now, if a man is trying to be a feminist, what does he lack? Go ahead.
Masculinity.
Masculinity, because he has the mindset of God is a woman. I am the reason why, she is the reason why I am here. I come from her legs. That's very true. But for you to say that a black woman is God, you're out of your goddamn mind. And I should smack the shit out of you. I just want to say that. If the Levitical priesthood was not disannulled, these rocks would be at your forehead. See what I'm saying? And I will get a Sharpie and write on the rock, God is not a woman. And make sure the marker is marked and left all over your forehead so you understand that. And your peers around you understand that. I was just at the hospital. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to say a family member. I was at a hospital with a brother. He's over there waiting for, his baby to be born. And me and my father in the world. We downstairs in the lobby, right? And, my father, asking this girl at the front desk, very beautiful sister, asking this sister, a few questions or stuff like that. And, the question comes up, hey, what God do you believe in? Well, I do believe in some type of higher power, she says. But I believe that God is a woman. Because men are not sensitive and are incapable of understanding a woman. That's her response. All right? And, I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say nothing because I had a mission to do. I had something to take care of. I could have sat there and argued her down. But I knew that she was destroyed and that she was a feminist. I understood that she follows after white women as well. And that the mindset of her believing that God is a woman tells me that she is destroyed. And that she is a danger to the nation of Israel. Because where's that woman at to save you when you are in trouble? When you need someone to talk to? Is it that wicked white woman? Is she there to save you? Or is it that white Jesus? See, look, black woman is not God. The Most High Yahweh, it is the man. He is the one that is the author of this earth, but he is not the author of confusion. And that's very important to understand, and that's scriptural. And because of her confusion, she blames men on why she believes in a God that is a woman. Because she hates men. So she doesn't believe in misogamy, but she is a misogynist. She has hatred towards not just men, but women too. She says she loves women. That's not true. There's self-hatred within being a feminist. No sweat. There's hatred, self-hatred within being a feminist. All right? And understand that a woman that's a feminist cannot be feminine. She cannot show sensitivity, compassion, love towards a man. A man that believes in feminism, he is stripped of his masculinity. He believes that a black woman is God as well. He also believes that his wife can be equal to him, which is a goddamn lie. All the proof is in the arguments, the fight, the divorce papers, all the police calls. Let me ask you this. If a black man and black woman is so equal, who leaves the house first when the cops are called? Who gets the more equality? Where's the equality at now? Who gets the more favoritism? The black man or the black woman? It's the woman. It's true. So long story short, being a feminist is very wicked and defile. See what I'm saying? It's very vile. It's very destructive to the nation of Israel as a whole on both sides, the black man and the black woman, specifically the black woman. It's about sexualizing black women. It's about being a lesbian. And it's about having authority, control, and power over the black man. That's what it means to be a feminist. Fuck that. That's all I gotta say. All right? Excuse my French or English, broken English, whatever, etc. All right? With that being said, this is the history of feminism and the feminist movement. Join us next Wednesday as we get into a heavy, heavy topic. All right? So make sure you share this with a friend, tag a feminist, tag someone that's going to get pissed off at this and listen. Tag someone who speaks against black men or someone who speaks against black women. As some people may watch this and think that it's both ways. See what I'm saying? Black women, we love you so much that we tell you you're wrong. You're false. And this is it. Being a feminist is not for black women. You can love your people and be a feminist. But you can be a fighter for the Most High, for the men of Israel. And a woman in the I.S.U.P.K only understands that.
Right.
And that's all I got to say. Monday through Friday, I.S.U.P.K classes, all right? 6 p.m. through 8 p.m., okay? Videos coming out every single day. And also look at the content on all social media accounts, I.S.U.P.K Minneapolis, all right? With that being said, Shalom, Israel.